Zeus on quad. With the aforementioned AWP, he's going to try and find himself a kill. He's looking into Graveyard, no one home. And there's Dennis, who runs straight by and connects onto Hobbits. The FNATIC are going to pick up another round. Zeus is backing away to save the AWP. Keeping the dream alive for the time being, but it's hard to see how this half has gone so far, that they're going to pick up another 5 or so rounds after this.
Certainly, the odds are still stacked against them. It's really GAMBIT who are sitting in the position of comfort right now. The backs of FNATIC are the ones that are up against the wall, but that will at least keep them hanging around. And because of that, they're actually able to get together a much better buy in this round, right? I mean, they'll have all the AKs, they'll have utility out there pretty well off also. So, I mean, this is actually a pretty ideal buy for FNATIC now. They're finally working with something. Triple banana pressure coming out of GAMBIT, though, very early on. They're looking to get fast, and Mo will actually push past the nades and get out here and get the kill. Oh, man, that's a slap in the face to FNATIC.
That is a drop kick to the plums right there. If you're FNATIC, you're finally starting to get some momentum. I'm just going to put you through smoke and wreck you and also escape. GG, well played. Thanks for trying.
That certainly does give you that lower stomach pain, I am sure, as FNATIC still trying to see if they can bounce back with some middle control, and Crims at least evens up the numbers, but not after Zeus responds. It's trading back, though, thanks to JW. A lot of chaos, but it leads to a 2-on-2 where FNATIC actually have full control of the site, and they can plant no problem. And now they just have to play the post-plant hold, and Olaf actually in perfect position to cut off the mid-rotation from window room.
And they knew this because Mo was a player that got the pick on Banana, and Hobbit's typically the B players. They knew they could go straight for that plant, able to recuperate and set themselves in solid positions. This is an angle that you're not typically going to check that Olafmeister's in, and he's played this to perfection. The timing on point. And again, for the second consecutive round, GAMBIT try and save the AWP. FNATIC will strike again, getting up to double digits.
What a hero JW is right there. That was looking so grim whenever you see what happened at Banana with Mo's AWP, and the fact that Zeus was able to light up that lane push, but then JW comes right back out of apartments. He gets into a 2-on-2, and they shut it down. So that's 10 rounds now for FNATIC. They joined the double digits club, and they're only a few away from forcing a tie. And I mean, money is starting to get a little bit low here on GAMBIT. Don't get me wrong, there's still definitely some money floating out there. I mean, Mo has an AWP plus money to drop someone. There's definitely money on Zeus. So there definitely can be some dropping going around in this round to make sure there's a full buy to contest FNATIC, but money's still so low on guys like Hobbit, Doji, and Adren that you really have to think this one through, because you got to think about the long term.
Yeah, and even though they'll be able to afford this round, as you say, it's more about the next one. If they were to lose this, then they're in a position where they're likely equally. And I'm not sure if Flush has misread this situation and he assumes that there simply isn't going to be much funds on GAMBIT. But he's gone for a Mac 10. Now, they can rummage together a pretty decent buy. It may include a couple players without head armor, and that's where the Mac 10 will shine. But I do worry a little bit for Flusher here if they're not able to rummage together a full-on purchase.
I also wonder if GAMBIT even wants to drop guns. Like, do they want to make sure they have money for the rest of the half? And, you know, in case FNATIC starts winning a couple of more rounds, you don't want to get forced to save late. So maybe you could see them be really conservative here and just drop some upgraded pistols to some of these low-money players and just try to play around the op in, like, CZs or something like that.
That is a good point, yeah. I mean, they have... Obviously, you guys can't currently see, but they've got 6.9k on Zeus. Mo's got an AWP and Kevlar, of course, that he was able to save in the previous round, and has 5.3k. But then you have Adren on 2.9, Doji 2.4, and Hobbit 1.9. And it's actually an issue right now, a technical problem, which is the reason for the pause going on a little while longer. I think players deciding that they want to go use the bathroom. Or at least that's what they're typing in chat.
Apparently they just couldn't wait. Luckily you were able to yesterday in the 5 overtime game, but not the case here. So
had to tie a knot on it though, to be fair. It was getting close towards the end. Oh, okay. I've been told the players aren't going to be going.
All right. We'll see what happens. We're just going to play this one by ear. It's still a developing situation. We're bringing the latest news per our sources as it comes to us. Oh, man. I mean, this one was looking like GAMBIT were going to force nuke. It was all but there. They were right at the doorstep. But then all of a sudden, FNATIC have woken up a bit here on this T side. They started to put some rounds together, and now they actually have GAMBIT in a a tough economic situation that they have to really think through.
I think you may hit the nail on the head, though. I mean, obviously it could go either way, but now that you've mentioned it, this could very well actually just be an eco with maybe Zeus dropping a few pistols, maybe Mo drops a couple of pistols, in which case Flusher is just ahead of the curve. You know, that Mac 10 could very well be the farming frenzy that he was looking for.
Yeah, it's not like they have that much money sitting over there either. I mean, you figure if Gambit somehow wins this round 15-10, one round loss bonus comes in, they're not sitting that pretty, actually. I mean, they'll buy up what they can, obviously, but it wouldn't be anything near what they have now.
But I've just seen Mo drop an M4.
All right, yep, so they're going for it.
They are going all in on this round. So I'm curious to see, is that Mac 10... There's no lack of head armor. That Mac 10 could be a real concern now for Flusher. Of course, there's no way of him knowing this, and it could still rip through armor if you're close range. They may assume this is some kind of an eco. The flashbangs are on point, and it's not going to be necessary, because Flusher's straight through in the blink of an eye. Like the flash, he just appears. A 1-for-1 trade actually will probably favor FNATIC. They can now try and rummage their way over on the A side of the map, where Zeus is waiting on archers. And Doja in pit.
So, we're back into a 4-on-4 standstill right now after Flusher got his opening pick. It was traded by Mo very quickly. Now everything has kind of settled down. JW maintains control of apartments, but they're shuffling that bomb back over here towards Banana with Dennis and Olafmeister, the carrier being Krims. Perhaps looking to set up some utility here on B. Both players actually playing inside the site, and they don't really have anyone nearby to rotate, so they'll have a numbers advantage no matter which site they hit, but it's just about cracking open the positions. They do have the Molotov on Krims to flush out new box, at least. Maybe get someone in open space.
Well, Nade's starting to descend onto the site. Doja elsewhere will lay down JW, so it's going to be very much a hit on B. They can't afford to turn tail and run away now. Time is scarce. And Mo's health is too. Dennis comes through with an entry. FNATIC are getting the kills where it counts. A flick from Dennis into the forehead of Zeus, and he will also fall by the wayside. Doja, do you realistically think you can clutch a 1-on-3 without a kit in this scenario? Or are you just setting up for exits?
That's certainly the latter, you would imagine at this point. But just the entries on FNATIC, so crisp. Mo not able to get that op shot off from the back corner. And that really stinks, because you think if he can get that kill and he stays alive and they hold that back line, it's going to be difficult for FNATIC to press in. But instead, they get the entries. Great work here from Dennis particularly. Krims also a part of it. And they do force that 11th round. Luckily, Dozy is at least limiting what they get to carry over. Keeping the money low on FNATIC that can still help them out as the thing continues to go the distance. But FNATIC are hanging around all of a sudden. And again, that money's low from Gambit because they did go heavy-handed in that round. They just saved that one AK, and now you got to think that they're looking to save in a situation like this. Just upgraded pistols.
They do have quite a bit of round loss bonus coming up, but with a few of them actually dipping deep. I mean, you got Hobbit down to $950, Use on $1,400. This gives them a bit of power to play with, but it could be at the cost of some extra nades in the next round. Molly into apps, not going to deter Zeus. The flashbang's there, but it actually hits JW just as bad as anyone else. Oh no. This would be a horrendous way to lose the round if it just comes off the back of that. There's also weapon has traded hands, but Krims is going to maintain balance and order. And the CS squad smile upon FNATIC for the time being. But it is all even, and Gambit aren't out of this just yet.
And they do have that extra AK now in play now. Thanks to that frag, Zeus is going to have it, so that makes the defense even a little bit more formidable. FNATIC has to play from the 4-on-4. Again, just looking to see if anyone's going to give them an opening. Olaf has that AWP trained at the top of Banana, but no one's showing themselves just yet, though Hobbit is up close. He's going to actually peek with this 5-7, does some damage, but now he's trapped behind the sandbag, trying to stay alive. A great flash comes in, allows him a frag, but at least Olaf's able to trade back with the HE nade, so it stays easy.